Hello YouTubers, Mike Simon here, and welcome back to the next part of rebuilding our small block Chevy 350. Today we are going to insert the connecting rod bearings, lubing them up, lubing up the cylinder walls so that we could slide our pistons in and get them connected to our crank. Now that we have the connecting rod bearings lubed up and the cylinder wall lubed up, we inserted the piston. This is the second one that I've ever done, and we did have a slight issue with this one going in. It seems that the ring compressor kept coming loose, but we were able to get it on there correctly, and we're able to lightly tap the piston into the cylinder wall to get it connected to the crank. With the piston successfully going into the cylinder, if we take a look on the other side, you'll see the end of the connecting rod. As they lightly tap in the piston, it meets the journal side so that we can go ahead and put that flush and put the end cap on. Here I'm putting some lube on the end cap connecting rod bearing and lightly tapping it to make sure it seats with the other side of the connecting rod. Then I'm just inserting the bolts and hand tightening them. I don't want to torque them down until I get the other piston inserted into the cylinder and the connecting rod onto the journal. Alright, we were successfully able to get all the pistons inserted without an issue. That was the only one we had. As you can see here, I'm just going through each of the connecting rod bolts and torquing them down to 45 foot-pounds of torque, which is the specifications for a small block Chevy 350. We were pretty happy and pleased that we didn't damage anything. The crank seemed to turn fine. It's a little bit tough, but that's the way it's supposed to be once you have all the pistons in there. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out so far. Alright, folks, that completes the piston installation and connecting rods to the journal, the crank. We are now going to lube up the camshaft and slide that into the front of the engine. Here I am putting on some assembly lube, which came with my Lanati cam, It says it's required, so I'm lubing up all the places that ride on the bearings, and I'm going to use some assembly lube on the rest of the lobes. With the camshaft all full of lube, we're going to go ahead and insert it into the front of the engine here. A lot of people said it's pretty hard to get the camshaft in, but I didn't see any issue until I got to the very end, where you don't have much to hold on to. But I was able to lightly lift it up and get the camshaft to slide in all the way. Thanks for following and watching us on this engine build. Make sure you like and subscribe. Stay tuned till the next part.